Jasmine, welcome to the BLND podcast.
Hi.
You do a lot of stuff. 10 tattoos, crocheting, you do drawings. How did you start into just the creative scene?
I mean, I've always been a super creative person. Like, even as a kid, I was always, like, painting, drawing, everything. So, for me, it was just, like, the urge and the need to just keep trying things. And I also get super bored really easily. So, like, I can't just be doing one thing the entire time. And, like, I don't know. There's always more things to try. So, I never want to limit myself either.
What was the first thing you got into?
I think the first thing was probably like any kid, like crayons, markers, like the kind of shitty like acrylic paint, like the Walmart 50-cent paint. But I was tearing up. I was tearing up with the trust. But it's just like that just gives you the start. And like that's all you need is just the ideas. It doesn't really matter what you're doing it with if you like doing it, you know.
And like you said, a lot of kids start like that.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of kids outgrow it. What kept you in it?
It was just fun. And I just like... Whenever I was bored, I was like, oh, I want to draw, I want to do this. And it was a big thing being encouraged by my family, too, because they were the ones, like, every Christmas, like, the little Walmart, Kmart fucking art set that you would get with the little watercolors, or they would always give me sketchbooks and things. Like, they always encouraged it, which was really nice, because I know a lot of kids, like, they just let them outgrow it, but my parents were like, no, like, if you like this, keep doing it.
And of all the things you do, what do you want to take the most serious, or have you taken the most serious?
Oh, right now, and I can only speak for this moment.
Okay. It changes.
Okay,
that's fair.
Because my senior year of college, my thesis was all pen and ink illustrations, and then I was only painting after I graduated. So I think it comes in waves. What I want to focus on, maybe it's like the undiagnosed ADHD.
That's a
like,
real creative.
Maybe. But right now, I really love doing the temporary tattoos, and I have tramp stamps coming out soon, and it's just been really fun to like take my art and then connect with people with it with a totally different way. And like when I do pop-up events and things, like the conversations I have, and it's just really fun. And like also it's like good for all ages. Like I have grandmas coming in wanting like neck tattoos, and they're like, I always wanted to do this. Or like crazy. Little kids will want like a full sleeve, and it's just really fun. And I didn't realize like I could share my art in that way, because I'm used to like it's going to be in a gallery or it's going to be presented this way. So definitely like the tattoos. Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe like your style for your art?
My style, it's whatever I'm feeling in that moment. Like right now, I like the super fine line, clean, like that kind of tattooing style. But I also love painting with hot pink every time I can, and doing super bright, bold colors. So it's more whatever calls to me, like in the woo artist way. Yeah,
you're a true creative.
Yeah.
I feel like. How would you say you've seen your style grow from like when you started to this? Like, are there certain preferences you have now that you didn't have before? Mm-hmm. And just like based on your skill set, have you seen yourself change in what you do?
I think it's just like accepting that my art is always going to be all over the place, because when I first went to, because I was going to an art school, it was very much like, oh, all these people have like this distinct style and they're going to be known for that style, and it's honestly encouraged, because then like, you know, you have that thing you're really good at and you're known for that and you're like your trademark, and that never happened for me.
Yeah.
So it came from kind of like an insecurity and wanting to reclaim that, because I was like, no, like, this diversifies everything I'm doing. Like, this variety is a good thing. So it was just like kind of veering off from that. Like, I just stopped caring. Like, why do I have to present one way? Like, people are reacting good to all these things, so why don't I keep doing all these things?
Yeah. And when were you like, now you want to start presenting it on social media and you want to start like being more public with your art? When did you decide that it was the right time to do that?
I think tomorrow is like exactly 6 months on the dot, like of posting, and it was like 6 months ago, and I realized at that point I was 6 months out of school, and I was like, I feel like I have nothing to show for it, and like I felt so disconnected from my practice and like the whole reason that I went to art school and got the piece of paper at the end of the day. So I really just wanted to like find the joy in painting again, and I remembered, like, okay, I made one painting and I finished the painting because I was recording it. So I was like, let's just see if I just record it, if I can start, like, consistently making work. And then for some reason, when I recorded, I actually finished things. And, and I started getting way more ideas. And, like, you know, with social media, you start connecting with people. And now I have, like, cool art painting mutuals, which is super awesome. So it was just, like, freeing myself and be like, oh, just try. And if I hate it, I'll delete everything and no one will know. Yeah.
So 6 months into it, do you feel any sort of pressure when making your art that you have to make it a specific way? Maybe if a video does good, that you have to do something like that even if you don't feel like it?
Yeah, there's definitely that kind of pressure because it's like, you know what works, but it's like, do you want to fall into doing certain things? And it's like, how do you want to be perceived by people? Because people can also be really judgmental with social media. So I don't know. It was just, it's hard to try and like navigate it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, my best videos, if you want to look at it that way, have always been the ones where it's like the most me and the most authentic to me and like the most stripped back. And I was like, okay, so at the end of the day, I work, so let me just keep doing that. But it's definitely a give and take because sometimes I'm like, oh, I should probably post this or oh, I should do it this way. But it's that back and forth you kind of go back with. And
you say you graduated from art school, right? Mm-hmm. For me personally, I graduated with a major in finance, and I don't do anything close to that now. And just the way society is, like the importance of college itself, for me personally, has gone down a little bit. I don't know if it's different for people who went for creative stuff. Like, how do you feel about that?
I think if I could go back, I wish I would have taken a gap year because I think I would have learned a lot more about like my art and myself instead of like, you know, the conformity that I talked about because I was so young in school and I was like, oh, this is probably what works. I would have taken a gap year. And also I think if you don't know exactly what you want to do, I don't think it's worth not wasting your time in college, but it's kind of like if you're going to put the money and the time in, like it's okay to take a little bit of time before you figure that out. Like I think don't rush into school. You know, I think people have that pressure.
They have to go right into college right after.
I wish it was more normal to take a break to figure it out because it's okay to not know right away. And I think things would have been different for me. But also, it's what you make it. Art school, like, yeah, it's going to teach you some technical things, but you need to put yourself out there. You need to make those connections. I voice memo with one of my professors on Instagram still, and it's, like, because I kept up that relationship with her because it was so important. Like, and she sent me jobs and sent me random galleries and things. So I think if you're going to do it, like, be ready to do it all the way, especially if you're going to be creative, like, you need to have a little bit of that hustle inside you because, you know, you got to keep producing.
For me personally, being in the creative scene, I think one of the most important things for me has been connections more than, like, building a particular skill set. Like, someone looking at me like I'm an expert at something versus, oh, I know this person. It might get me into a better opportunity. Going to school for art, do you feel like it provided you with better places to make connections, or did you feel like it was more around honing your skills?
I think the school itself is more just the technical skills, but they have the resources. You just have to have like the want to use them, and you have to go out of your way to ask your professors or make connections with people. But it really is there, and like all of my most like high paying jobs and opportunities have just come from conversations and people I know. They know like I can paint and I have this degree, but more importantly, they're like, oh, I heard from so and so. Like, yeah, I'm the same way. Like, I will always prioritize having a genuine relationship with things, you know. That's how I got on here, you know. Like, it's just keeping up those relationships.
From all the things you do, tattoos and drawing and stuff kind of can go hand in hand. Is there anything you do that you have to like completely change your mindset on? You have to learn like a whole new skill?
It's definitely been the modeling, which is happening right now, because that was a whole thing that I didn't think I was ever going to get into. Like, when I was a really young kid, like, my parents were approached about, like, oh, your kid should be in a Kmart ad or something, but my parents never did it. And other than that, I was like, okay, I'm short and I have tattoos, like, I'm not going to be a model, like, whatever. But I got hired to do portraits at a different event, and then there was, like, a local Boston model there, and she came up to me, and we started chatting, and she was like, you should really consider this. And then after that, she sent me, like, all these photographers, and she's like, you should reach out to them, and she was like, you should really think about doing this. And then I've had 2 test shoots now, and then both times the photographers were like, you need to be doing this. And like the last one I had, he was like, I hope we can work together again, but like please keep doing this. And it's like, if I didn't meet these people, I would have never had that perspective on things either. And I never knew like, oh, this could be so fun. And it's less about exactly what I look like and more about like creating a vision and creating a composition. And I realized like modeling is so similar to like how I create in that way.
I was gonna ask about that because a couple days ago she showed me the shoot that you did. It came out fire.
Thank you. That was my second test shoot ever. That was just
that's crazy because you look very aesthetic for whatever the theme he was going for. How'd that come about? Like, was somebody just looking for models or something and you just slid up? Or did you seek out the opportunity?
Well, I had like followed a bunch of photographers and everything, so I think I was showing up more in people's like mutuals because he messaged me and he was like, he had posted on Threads, he's like, oh, I'm looking for models, da 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 da. I'd commented on it, and then he messaged me and he was like, oh, like I love your look, I think we should think about doing this, I love your tattoos. And then we like worked together, we created a mood board, and then that also like clicked in my head. I was like, wait, this is so fun collabing with people. I was like, I just had a whole, you know, a very like basic view of what modeling was and a very closed-minded view of it, and I was like, wait, no, this is so awesome, we're gonna collab and make this whole vision. And then he was like, my friend is a videographer who does content, can he come and shoot behind the scenes? And I was like, okay. And then it became that, and then on the day of the shoot we were shooting, and then a random like older gentleman came up to us and he was like, I'm with my photography class, can I take a picture of you? I'm just walking around. I was like, okay. Like, it was just, I don't know, it was so crazy, and I was like, this could be another thing that builds and has these connections that could lead to more opportunities. So I'm just seeing where it goes. I'm like, okay, if y'all want a picture, hey, like,
fuck it, it's working.
yeah.
How do you make time for everything? Like, do a lot of shit.
I'm very type A. I have my Google Calendar, my regular calendar. I got sticky notes. I got to-do lists. I am very, you know, specific because I value my time so much. So I want to make sure where I'm directing it is going to be the most like, not useful is not the right word, but I really care about where I'm investing my time because that's as valuable as my money. But also, I definitely don't sleep as much as I should, and I definitely say yes to too many things.
Real creative.
I'm like, I'm gonna get tired. I want to do everything because you never know. Like, what if this
you don't know what
leads?
turns into something.
Oh,
Yes.
like, oh my God.
Thank you.
What if I be making the salad? Like, I need to like.
Yes.
You never know. You
don't
never
know who's at what shoot or like what event, and it could just. You never want to miss out on opportunities.
Yeah. So I think now I'm at the point where I'm like having to learn how to sift through things, you know, and like what's really going to be worth my time and everything. Because if you keep doing too much, then you're just going to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You recently moved to Boston, like more or less.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you move from?
I moved from Akron, LeBron City.
Shout out LeBron. Shout out the GOAT. Shout out the King.
Steph Curry. And
Shout
Steph
out Curry and yeah.
Yeah.
So you had no choice but to be successful, realistically.
I've tried. I moved here in 2022 from Akron. So this is my 4th year now.
And how do you compare the creative scene out there or the community you were in there versus what you've seen here? It's
definitely a lot more like... It's a lot smaller because there's just less people, especially pursuing the arts. But in Akron, there is like a couple different art spaces and a couple different like smaller startups and things. Like there is a scene, and the scene there has been there so long that it's like very tight knit. But it is small. Like it's kind of hard to get past that, like unless you move, you know. But there's so many, like those are the most loyal people, and really? I know like all of my old art contacts there, I know I could email them, contact them in a heartbeat, and they would still be there. Like I think that's the nice thing. Nice. Yeah, the Midwest, like it really is that blue collar, trustworthy, like everyone's family kind of feeling.
That's nice. Would you ever consider leaving Boston to go somewhere else?
Well, I'm hoping to move to LA this year. I'm hoping to the California move. California move. Yeah, I've been wanting. Even when I got into school, it was either Mass Art or the school in California I got into. So it was always between the two. And I was like, well, Boston's a little closer to home. Yeah. It's only 10 hours away versus.
It's a little easier.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you hoping to do out there?
Everything. I'm just like, I kind of just want to do everything I'm doing here on 10, and then I'm going to the beach. Like, I love the beach, and as soon as it gets warm enough, my life revolves around the beach. Like, I go to the beach after work, before work, I don't care. Everything revolves around that. So I'm just excited to see, like, what happens, because that's even more contacts and even more room for growth.
Say you could pick one thing that's going to work out for you, that you can rely on doing for the rest of your life. It's going to make you your money, something you're going to be happy doing. What would that be?
Oh my God, I do so many things. Honestly, painting. I love painting so much, and I think in an alternate universe, like, I wouldn't have even gone to school. I just would have, if I was a Nepo baby, I'd just be painting in Italy all the time.
whole
Like,
life.
you know, just so peaceful. Sell a commission here and there, like, you know.
Do you travel? Do you like traveling?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I just came back. I went to California in March, and then 2 weeks before that, I was in DR on a solo trip, my first solo
Fire.
trip. Yeah,
How's a solo trip? I always thought about doing one of those. I never got to it.
It's scary, but I was like, it was like the overwhelming urge. I was like, I need to do this. And this whole year, I've been trying to be more independent, because I was like that person that couldn't do anything alone, you know. I was always like, well, I just won't go if no one's going. But I've been going to bars on my own. I've been going out on my own. And I was like, I can do this trip. And I have traveled decently, like, the past couple years. But I was like, no, I need to do this. And it was 5 days. I turned 22 there. I figured it out. I'd only been learning Spanish for like 2 months at the time, but I was like, fuck it, we ball. Like, I'm just going to go.
Good for you.
Yeah, I stayed in a little tiny home. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Do you think travel has impacted your creativity? Like, seeing different cultures and different cities? Like, have you seen that inspire you?
Absolutely. And especially the people I meet too, like, you get so many ideas because you're just around so many different perspectives, and you're literally in a whole new place, and it like shakes you up in the best way, because you're like, okay, I don't have my things, I don't have my bed, but like, it pushes you out of your comfort zone. And I feel like I've made much better work now that I've been traveling a lot more and I'm not in school anymore, because I'm just open to everything, which is really important.
Like, you just got into modeling. Right. Or you're working on it.
Hey.
Is there anything else you want to do? Anything else you want to add to the big list?
Oh, yeah. I want to, like, work with some, like, I would love to, like, work on the actual design aspect of like some designer brands or anything, like even like Mugler or something, like getting into art direction. If I could direct a whole shoot, that would be really cool. I would also love to be in the studio and let me be ad-libs. I want to be like, what's the girl in the Drake song where she's like, every day we ate jerk chicken? Like, I want to be in the ad-libs.
Nice.
I want to be in a music video, like in the background. I want to be an extra in a movie, just there. Like,
so you got a big list.
I want to be on fucking Love Is Blind. Like, I don't know. Like, put me on. Like, my dream is to be like a D-list celebrity. Like, you know, like your bills are paid, but no one actually gives a fuck.
You're not like, okay.
No one's following you into Walmart, but like you got 2 houses. Like,
hey, if you ever make it on a TV show, don't forget us.
Get me on Wheel of Fortune, bro. Like, I would love that. I would love that.
Dang, you got big aspirations.
Yes,
that's good though.
And it will get done.
That's
Work.
Was it period slay? Something.
Period. I want to put me on Drewski, like.
You should go. He had the Boston auditions a few months ago.
Streamer University was in Akron. That was my streets, bruh. My friend's brother has a Streamer University card. Like,
really?
Yes.
That's lit.
They ran it out. It was crazy.
What's been the biggest challenge growing your social media presence?
I think just like accepting that it's gonna take a while and you just have to slowly figure out what works. Like, you just have to keep trying things. And like, I've tried so many different editing styles or so many different types of videos, and like just accepting it's all trial by fire, because you know that's just what it is. There's no like perfect formula and everyone's doing it differently. So and like letting myself explore that too, because I'm like, I want everything to be super polished and I'm very much a perfectionist, but I'm like, the stuff that is more just thrown out there has always done better. So it's like releasing that perfectionism, it is hard.
Even for us, sometimes we plan like a lot of like skits and like fire a lot of directed videos and stuff, and it's like the video she'll just like randomly, oh, this looks aesthetic, and she'll just take that, and that does like the best, and it's just like the most natural.
Literally, but you never know what's gonna hit. You just gotta keep throwing it out there, and it's like, ugh. And there's no like TikTok hack or whatever. Like, it's all fake. Like, there's no actual way to figure it out. You just gotta do it. Yeah.
What kind of content do you enjoy making the most?
I mean, the vlogs are always fun because I like to yap, but I don't know. It's like I just like being able to record my process, because now when I look back on my account, I can be like, oh, when I made this painting, it's kind of like a different version of my art portfolio. So I just like keeping track of my painting process and how things change. I'm
not sure, but do you ever face any sort of like negativity or backlash from any of your art?
So far, no one's hating. No one's hating in the club, but
I wasn't trying to start a hate train.
Yeah.
I was just asking.
Down, like, what the fuck? I think it's been like my own negativity and like overthinking things, but it's getting better. Now I'm like getting used to just post it and move on. Just post it and move on. Just post it and move on. Like, I would be so obsessed with like, oh my God, am I supposed to do this? Da 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 da. Like, it's too much.
You like to network a lot and make connections. What do you think is the best trait that you possess that helps you do that?
I can't shut the fuck up ever. No, I just like, I was raised in the Midwest, so it was always like, just talk to your neighbors, talk to everyone. Like, my dad's the type where like, you're trying to leave the function and he's like, oh, and I like inherited that from him, but in the best way, because it's like, that's how you get people to trust. You just gotta be like authentic and genuine. Because I've like, living here, I've been in situations where I'm like, oh, this is so like rehearsed, and for like, we can just have a conversation. Why am I getting the robot AI? Yeah. But a lot of people think it's like, you gotta put on this performance. But like, you've seen too, people connect when it's way more authentic.
How's it been like meeting new people in Boston specifically?
It's been a big mix, because there's like the people you meet in college, and those are kind of like, you know, you're stuck in a room together, you're stuck in a studio together, but at least you all are starting with the same interests. Versus like, once you're outside of school, it's different, because it's like, oh, I'm not around these people. Like, it is a little bit more difficult, but since I've been trying to force myself out of my comfort zone and like doing a lot of things on my own, I've noticed it's been received really well. Like, when I've gone to the bar on my own, it's like I end with like 5 new friends. I'm like, oh, it's just because people see that energy you're putting out, and like, once you talk to one person, and they're talking, and they're talking, and they're talking, you know. And
it's like whatever you're feeling, most likely someone else is also feeling that. Somebody else might also be there alone. So that's good. You were at our event. What'd you think about it?
I liked it, and like I had mentioned before, I just liked the diversity that was there too, like the range of people, like not only ages and like people in general, but also like the type of like, and not everyone was a content creator, not everyone was like a model or a designer or anything. It was a really good mix, and like from that I met some really cool people who I still talk to, and it was like, that was one of the only events I've gone to where it's like, there really is those like connections formed after, and people really do keep up and support. And I seen the comments, I'm like, oh, I remember meeting them, and you know, I'm reposting their stuff. So it was just really good, like authentic people y'all got there.
We were talking earlier about how Boston at times feels cliquey.
Yeah.
I just want to hear you talk a little bit about the cliques, because that's a big problem that we created the business to fix. So hopefully other people who might be feeling the same way can relate to it a little bit.
Yeah. And like, you find in certain scenarios that like, it's just people being a little bit uncomfortable, and I think a little bit scared and anxious. Like, I know we all got social anxiety, like, but sometimes you gotta pull yourself up by the bootstraps and you gotta try, you know. But I do think there is a lot of times where it's like, oh, this is the little friend group and we've known each other for so long, and it's hard to break into that, but also not letting that stop you either. So I never go into anything being like, oh, it's gonna be cliquey, I shouldn't go. I'm like, no, you never know who you could meet from this, and if it is a bad vibe, okay, I just won't go back. It's, you know, that simple.
But it's important to take the first step, regardless.
Yeah.
I feel like a big part of creating art is providing some sort of feeling to the people who are witnessing it, whether it's painting, whether it's a video or something like that. What kind of feeling do you want your art to give?
I just want people to like feel good looking at it, and I think I'm finally making the art that I want to make, and like doing all like the neons and the bright colors. It makes me really happy to look at it, and like it reminds me of springtime and the summer, and I just want people to just feel good. I'm looking at it. I'm not someone who has like crazy deep meanings with my work either, and I've accepted that, and I really like that. Like my work can just be based on my memories or just, you know, just sharing my joy with other people.
Interesting. I feel like I don't know a lot of painters, but the few that I've met, a lot of people like take their work super seriously in terms of like every English teacher where like there's like 10 different meanings to like this one thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of refreshing to hear that it's just for people to enjoy. It's not necessarily like a purpose or serious connection behind it.
Yeah. Because there's a place for aesthetic art, and there's also a place for the super meaningful art that advocates and like has a really serious message. Like I think we need both, because that's that balance. Like yeah, you need art that makes you really think about shit, but you also need like, okay, I just like this painting of flowers. This painting of flowers is nice, you know. Like yeah, there's a place for all of it.
Like you have the tramp stamps you're saying coming out.
Yes.
Like talk to me about your vision for this next year. Like, how are you planning on growing yourself, expanding? What do you want to get into?
It's gonna be restructuring my schedule a lot. Again, like where is my time going and what do I want to invest in? Because I'm realizing like I do have a lot of eggs in a lot of baskets, and like I can't fully realize some of the things I want to do because I'm not prioritizing it. But I'm hoping that, you know, besides moving, also like the summertime and like my work kind of slowing down a little bit, I'll have more time to put into that. But the tramp stamps, I'm so excited. It's turning into a whole shoot now, and I have one of the models that I met at a different event. She's gonna come work the event with me, and my other friend, he's so talented. He's a painter and a photographer, and he wants to get more into photography. So he's shooting it, and it's gonna be like a video vixen, 90s, like that one music video that Meg has where she's dancing on the car. Like it's gonna be like that vibe, but like promoting the tramp stamps. And I'm like, oh my god, the group chat was made today, like it's happening, like the date is planned, like oh my god, I'm so excited. And again, it's like I would never thought of doing that if it wasn't for getting into the modeling now, and what that has opened for me. I'm like, oh, I can connect this with my work too, which is so crazy. And like getting the little bit of art directing experience and like pulling my friends together, and like that's what I really love. I love having creative friends, and I'm like, oh, I can use this for this and this for this and this and this, and it can be this whole collaborative thing.
Let me think. Like your closest group of friends, is that also a creative group? How do you think it's been being around people who are creative versus if you're new to a creative scene and you have to put yourself around other creatives that you might not necessarily be close with?
I think it's definitely a little harder, like, for me, because I moved here and went to an art school. I was able, like, everyone on that base level, like, oh, we all like to draw, you know, like, that's there and easy to connect with. And outside of that, you're meeting people who work in totally different mediums or have a totally different way of thinking or totally different relationship with art. I would just be open-minded, because I think there's like the art school brain, and kind of like there can be a little bit of like the superiority complex, like, and then there's, you know, people who didn't go to school and have just been working at this, and both are so valid, but you have to be open to each other for that to work. You know, there's a place for all of it.
I'm gonna ask you for 2 pieces of advice. You're the only person we've asked for 2 pieces of advice. One is for any aspiring creatives that want to go into painting or drawing or something like that. What's one piece of advice you would give to them? Honestly,
just starting. Like, the more you try and like condense and plan everything, the worse it's gonna go, because then you're setting up expectations, and that perfectionism is gonna get to you. Like, even for me, the content creator stuff, like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a posting schedule, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna track these analytics, and then it became that, and then I was doing that more than I was actually recording and posting anything. And I'm like, okay, so I was stressed the whole week, and I put 1 video out that got 300 views. Okay, cool. Versus just like
that TikTok video that you think is gonna do,
and you're like, bro, I edited this.
I'm gonna close my phone. I'm gonna look at it for 30 minutes. Yeah. And
then it's like the video that I picked up and just filmed and just put out. It does a lot better. And that's the same thing with my painting ideas. Every time I have an idea, no matter how crazy or stupid I think it is, because again, it's all me and internalizing that when I don't have to, it's just an idea. I always write it down or sketch it out or something. And now I do the same thing with my like content creation. Every time I have an idea, or if I hear a sound, I'm like, oh, this could be a good idea, I just record a draft of it and then just save it. And I realize I put out a lot more stuff because I'm actually acting on the ideas instead of just letting the ideas sit in the book that's sitting on the counter over there.
Interesting. How detailed are your paintings? Like, on average, like, how long does it take? Or does it depend on what kind of piece you're working on?
It definitely depends. Like, I tend to work pretty small, and like when I have an idea, I really just want to get it done and execute it. Like, I can't spend 2 months working on something. Like, I would say I spend like a solid 3 days to a week for like planning, prepping, getting the materials, making it happen. But I do rush myself a little bit because I'm just like so excited to get on to the next thing. Yeah. So I really, especially the summer, I want to try and just let myself do some creative things off camera and see how that goes, and just not have a timeline, because you get trapped in the timelines of everything, you know?
I'm sure like all creatives have been through this, like some sort of creative block, or you're not as motivated to work on your craft. What do you think helps you get through that?
I always go outside. I like the other interview thing I did, he had the same thing, and it was the same thing, like just go outside. Like sometimes you need to touch grass, you need fresh air, you just need to see other things. And like there was one time I went to the park, and then this random girl came up and started talking to me, and it was just like a random interaction, but she ended up coming to my art events and everything, and it's like that wouldn't have happened if I didn't just leave my house and just, you know. And also when I'm at home, I tend to get so buried in work because it's there.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just need to get out of that environment.
Interesting. The second piece of advice will be towards aspiring content creators. 6 months of you posting, what have you found has helped you the most? What do you think people should try to avoid? Talk to someone who hasn't even posted their first video.
Yeah. Stop looking up the how to go viral tips and tricks. None of that is real. Literally none of that works at all. Like, at all. And I would say figure out like 3 things you really enjoy talking about, and then experiment with making content around those things and see how that works out for you. Because I've done like the time lapses with my art, doing the talking videos with my art, and then doing like the little transition trendy things, and like figuring out what's realistic for me, what, you know, and part of it is like what is well received and what's not working. So don't overwhelm yourself. And I just did that. I had those 3 categories, like 3 funnels that they talk about, like the marketing funnels. And I just did that. I was like, okay, let me try this, and try this. And then when that stops working or I get bored, then I'll do another 3 ideas or 3 directions. But it's just not overwhelming yourself, because it can feel like, find your niche, do this, post 60 times a day. Just find a schedule that works for you. Like, I post 3 times a week, and I could be posting more and probably have a lot more followers, but also if I start doing that, I'm going to burn out and not post at all. So it's like, what's realistic for you and your schedule.
Nice. Jasmine, thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and your story. It was wonderful having you here. Next week, we'll see y'all with another guest.
Yay! Thank you for having me, BLND. Thank you.